Hey team, welcome to a new episode. On today's episode I focus on villagers. So since our last episode I've been on a bit of an exploration. So this small map on the floor that you can see in front of me, I've now zoomed out and I've gone to 3/4 of size. So this is where we did look, so that little green dot, that is where we are currently. So on our expanded map, the green dot is right here. So what I'm going to do, whilst on my travels making a bigger map, I found a village down here and a village over here that has a pillager outpost. So what I am going to do, I'm going to take this map and I'm going to make a copy of it. So if I go over to my cartography table, so map number 17, and before we do that, because that's not how we do it, we need to create a blank map. So I actually need a couple of these. Some empty maps. Take the paper out. Put the map you want to duplicate into there. So we can just rename it. But if I place one of these maps in here, we now see we have the option to copy the map. So I'm going to make a copy. I'm going to leave one of map 17 here. And then I'm going to go and visit the villagers, place my cartography table down, and hopefully I'll be able to leave a little green marker where the villagers are. Wish me luck.
A few moments later.
Here we go. This is our pillager/villager outpost. There's some right war and conflict going off here. So just have a look around. Look at that, there's a pillager there. So I'm going to dart into this house, which is an armorer's house. I'm going to place my cartography table. I'm going to take my map out. I'm going to open my cartography table up, put map number 17 in. Place a blank map in. Let's see if we get a mark on it when I do it. Run away so we get a space in it. Has it done it? Hoping we could have two little markers on it. Is there a cartography table? No armorers. This is the house that's built in the pillager outpost. Basically a pillage. Oh, I like that. Okay. Let's see if we can leave a mark. No, it's not like a little green marker. That is such a shame. So much for that plan working. But we have a good look at what this pillage, as we will call it from going forward. This is the pillage. So you've got a village and a pillage outpost. And I will look to fortify this up. So, I'm not going to go to the second village because I was going to hope that I could make a mark on the map and then I'd be able to show you where they are. Trouble with the village being so far away from my main base is I have to do a bit of travelling to get here. Although not very far away, it'd be much quicker if I linked it up with a nether highway. So we're going to do that in a different episode. But what I'm going to do now off camera is I'm going to try and make this village a little bit more safer. I'm going to try and enclose the pillager outpost so they stop killing the villagers. Catch you in a while.
A few moments later.
So you join me back at the pillage, and after a bit of terraforming you can see I've placed a 2x2 high dirt wall around the pillager outpost. So I've spaced it out 5 blocks from the base in the hope that any pillagers that do spawn, like you see the one running down now, will stay in that zone. We did have a bit of a creeper incident, so I just need to put some more dark oak logs in that corner to return the outpost back to normal. So I've taken the house off that was there for the villagers. We've gated bits of it up so that we can get in and out should we want to come and rumble with some pillagers. You can see with my ominous bottle and my banner I've already had a few dust ups with them. So if I just re-put these logs back in, I'll be attacked. Oh, would you mind? Oh, I'm getting a bit crazy now. Let's come back in. Before we lose life. Right. Whew. Oh, this one has died through the wall. So I've lost a bit of armor in it. But anyway, you get the gist. So eventually when you do come back, I will have finished up that pillar, and then I still have 2 villages left. So we can hopefully start repopulating this, and got quite a bit of terraforming to do.
A few moments later.
Annoyingly so, I managed to get myself killed in this outpost. So what I was doing, so I've put these fences around these upside down stairs. That's where the pillagers usually drop out of. And I've still got some gaps out of the top, but they don't usually fall from out of the top. But what I may do is go and put some dark oak fence gates in there, just to make sure they're not escaping. That'll just make my life that little bit easier. But yeah, 4th death of the world, slain by pillager.
A few moments later.
So here we are at the pillage, as we have renamed it, because it's a combination of village and pillager outpost. So I've done a lot of work off camera. And I've basically completely disassembled the village and all the buildings that was here, and I've created my own little town. So I've created it around the central hub where the tree was and the villager bell, and I've made a structure like this. So we've got a corner tower on each, followed by like a little wooden section in between. I haven't put the fence posts on there, and I've kept the border there. Now I have had some issues with pillagers spawning. Now I just saw one running up there, and I googled it, and pillagers will spawn in a 75 by 75 block radius to a height of 54, based off the middle of the top platform. So that means they can spawn anywhere in my village, around the outside here, all the way up to this cobblestone post. Now the reason why I looked this up was, so my village was doing okay. I had about 12 villagers, and I got pillagers spawning in this top tower here, and in my armourer workshop, which is just here. So I then had to box in 2 villagers so that I could then get the village to repopulate. So I couldn't understand why they were spawning in here, because there was plenty of torches, as you can see, and the roof wasn't quite full. So what I did, so if we go upstairs, I made this bottom of this floor on a half slab so that mobs shouldn't spawn anyway, and the light is bright enough. As you can see, I've not done the roof, and same on this side, I made it down. But I've not had any pillagers spawn since, so I'm hoping that sorted it. As you can see, my village population is coming back on, and I'm trying to get enough villagers so that I can spawn some more iron golems, as this little superstar is a bit broken. So maybe I can go mine some more iron and I can build it back up. So I'll go back to the outside of my pillage base as it is as such, so we can explain what we have here. Oh, I need to sort this excavating. So got some pillagers spawned in there, that's all fine. Maybe I need to coat the outside of the area in some leaves, which will prevent spawns not only from pillagers but from mobs. So, in terms of design, so we've got this courtyard design with 4 corners on each side. My plan is to have a themed like shop at each part of our courtyard. I've put these fences up to try and keep the villagers in so they don't wander out and get killed by mobs, because it is bright enough inside so that no zombies, skeletons, witches and whatnot spawn in there, but pillagers may, so it's something I need to tidy up. But for now, I have enclosed it. So in terms of the courtyard, so we have a armourer station here, which I'm going to kit out a little bit better. I've created a farm area where we've got some indoor crops going. Maybe I'll get some plants growing from the ceiling, like glowberries. Then we've got our town square as such, where they can meet up and chat. Because I still want the villagers to be able to interact with each other without just being purely locked in. This is kind of my storage area where I've chucked a load of beds in to get the population up and some workstations. We then go around to the next shop area. So we've got some stone cutters, and then underneath, so I've created a little mining slot which goes all the way down. I've been able to get myself a mending villager, so I traded him all the way up, and it's given me a very good price of 12 emeralds and a book will give me mending, so I've already traded with paper to get him locked in. I'm guessing this might be a good level 5 enchantment with it being that expensive. So we are keeping him securely locked in. We then have an archery range, which will be our Fletcher. So at the minute I've got a couple of more stations for. No, he's gone. You know what? Let's see. So a couple of librarian stations. So we can hear zombies spawning outside. And that's all I've done so far. So I do need to do some sprucing up and making it look better. Above all the courtyards, we've got rooms. Should I want to expand, so I can get all the way around, I've got some staircases up for each section. So we can have an old explore round, and we can drop in on certain areas. Obviously we've got the one above the armory. And this one is above there. We've got this interesting villager here. There's Nitwit. He's obviously been assigned to a bed. So, this is where we're at. Oh, I've got a random hole in here. I'll have to get a board for that. So, this is where we are currently at for our pillage. So, my goal is get some more villagers bred up so we can get a few more iron golems so we can make this area safe. I was thinking as well, because this has this beautiful centerpiece here, that sometimes we get a dungeon underneath. So in my excavation cave here, I have dug down all the way down, and I have discovered this huge underwater cave. I am wondering still, like when I look over there, if there is an actual dungeon which will have, oh, it's a stronghold, sorry. If we have a stronghold, let's have a look. If we are lucky enough, it would be this way. Are there any telltale blocks for a dungeon? Oh, let's not die on the way down. Not a dungeon, a stronghold. Stop calling it a dungeon. Well, it doesn't look so. Unless a stronghold is much bigger, or if it is a small stronghold. Because usually you get a village with a stronghold above. But we'll climb all the way back up here. But there, so there might be one over there. We'll have a little bit of an explore later. That's just a load of mobs spawning. So let's get out of here. Let's go back up here to our safe area and back in the village. There we go. So yeah, this is where we are currently at. So, gonna do a bit more sprucing up, tidy things up, see if we can pillager proof it, and hopefully get a couple more iron golems just in case.
A few moments later.
We are back in the village. Not that we'd left, we've been tidying it all up. So here we are in the Fletcher's archery range with our newly spawned golem, because we now have enough villagers alive so that we can have extra golem spawning. So I've got a couple of Fletchers. Do need a fourth station, because I have created on the outside a little spruce forest, which has chucked up a couple of trees, which I will then chop down, turn them into sticks, and we can trade them with the Fletchers to get plenty of emeralds, which will help get the mending books from our mending version there. So I did say we're going to update the rooms. So if we go into the armor's room, so we've re-raised the floor up because no other pillagers have been spawning, so we've got a second armoury stand. We've got 2 stands for armour, so these guys are traded up to do an iron chest plate and an iron pair of boots currently. Oh, that's my furnace I'm just selecting. Yep, so we've not traded in much more. Same on this guy, not done much more. And then we have our farming area, so we've got 4 stations there. We'll cut across to here, so in this little box, little post box, so I can chuck the sugarcane down and chuck items in there. We have our stone cutters. Oh, I've got 3. Rid of this, little leash. So we've got stone cutters, weaponsmiths and toolsmiths, organise our precious materials, all our stone materials and our wood materials. Get through this lot. Perfect. Into this side. This done. We've got a little store area where our fishermen and butchers live. See their workstations in the corner here. This is our cartography room and loom. Beds for the villagers upstairs. Cartography tables. Not cartography tables. Librarian tables. So yeah, so we've got a pretty decent population, as you can see. So, pretty much done this pillage. The other village that we found, we can do some modifying to that and make a different theme. From mining underneath, so under this trapdoor here. So down there, unfortunately, we did not find a stronghold. So I wonder if that's under the other village. But yeah, pretty organised. So might link up some nether portals, I might visit the nether in a later episode. But yeah, just enjoying levelling up and getting some more tools out of these guys. That concludes our villager episode.